Hello and welcome. It's my pleasure to welcome you to another exciting episode of Almond Finance and Wealth Report, your source for all the latest happenings in the world of business. My name is Jennifer Obidie. On the lineup this week, we join Faith and her guest on the town hall as they look at the third-party motor insurance. Compulsory, but how effective? As you know, it's going to be a no-holds-barred session. Just have a listen to this.
It's necessary for we that is enlightened to educate the road users who are using the vehicle, because ignorant is another thing I'm saying to some of the drivers. That is why sometimes we are checking, you let them know the reason of obtaining that insurance.
Also to come on this week's episode is a highlight of the quarterly press conference of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, NCRIB, that was held recently at the Brokers House, Alagomeji, Yaba. And of course, we'll bring you our industry icon of the week. All these and more are what we have lined up for you this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Details coming up shortly. Please stay. Do you know if a child, a spouse, a parent, or a sibling depends on you and your income, you need life insurance?
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the Insurance Industry Town Hall this week. I am your host, Faith Uwode is my name. On the Town Hall this week, we'll be looking at a very topical issue that's germane to every Nigerian that's using motor vehicle on the road. That's talking about the third-party motor insurance, which is made compulsory by law. But we are asking this morning on the Town Hall, the third-party motor insurance is compulsory, but how effective is it in Nigeria? In our usual characteristics, we've gathered an array of eminent personalities to do justice to our topic of discourse this week. In no particular order, I'd like to invite to join me on site Engineer Adebayo Abel Olusoji, who is representing the Lagos State Chief VIO, Engineer A.J. Toriola. Engineer Adebayo is a former zonal head, Victoria Island, Apapa, Badagry, Ikorodu, and Ekpe. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining me on the program. Thank you.
Happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'd also like to invite to join me on set Officer Paul Abiti, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps Lagos Island Command. He's representing the Unit Commander Lagos Island. Officer Abiti, before now, was the Transport Safety Officer TSO of FROSC, Oyo State Command. Thank you so very much, Mr. Abiti, for joining me on the program.
Thank you, madam.
And last but not least, I have Admin Officer Wabwezi Charles, who is the Admin Officer Lagos State Traffic Division, Ikeja. Before now, he's the Ops Officer Admin Police Command, Ikeja. Thank you so very much, Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Once again, I'm surrounded by officers this morning, so thank you so very much, officers, for finding time to join us on the program.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right. As I said, the third-party motor vehicle insurance is made compulsory by law. But how effective would you say by way of compliance by majority of Nigerians? Let me start with Engineer Adebayo.
People take it as a legal binding And as I'm talking to you, people are over there, people that have just, purchased or bought their vehicles. They attach importance to it, and they fully aware that it is a matter of must. They must apply for it, and it must go with their documents before they can put the car on the road. It is very, very important that people are applying for that auto vehicle insurance before they use their vehicle.
Okay, Officer Charles.
Actually, when you buy a vehicle newly, you cannot just put the vehicle into road without bringing all those documents in. The documents are necessary, but the fact remains the same is that our society today, we are not obeying the laws. We go about our normal duty, money, everything, but we're putting it back that we're supposed to abide by the law and equally go through the process of getting this document because it is necessary as a road user.
All right, Mr. Beatty.
When you look at the National Road Traffic Regulation 2012, Section 139, subsection 1 talked about that no uninsured vehicle should be used on a Nigerian road. Uninsured vehicle should not, and not just any road, public roads. Private roads, that be okay, but on any public roads, that law says, that's National Road Traffic Regulation, Section 139, that every vehicle that want to apply the public road must get their vehicle insured, either by the third party, which is important, which is compulsory, or the comprehensive, and that's what the law says. And we are being guided in FISA by that act, and again we have the FISA Act 2007. Those are the two laws that we're working with, in FISA. Okay, now most people believe that from what we hear that the third-party motor insurance that is compulsory, it's popularly called police let my police let my people go. That it's compulsory, but people don't see it as that. They just see it as the paper that you get so that police won't disturb you on the road. And when the men of Engineer Adebayo sees you on the road, they will give you tickets. And when Polabiti and his men and his team sees you on the road, they won't give you ticket. Where I'm going is, people do not attach much importance to it as they should be, because it is made compulsory by the law of Nigeria.
To you, it may look like that, but from the law perspective, they fully aware that it is their duty to obtain insurance, cover before they put the vehicle on the road. Because of our time, if I take you through traffic rules repealed from 2012, Lagos State, you will see that it forms major part of the document that we check on the road. And anybody that fails to comply, the significant fine can be found also in the same law, Schedule 3, which, spell it out clearly, the amount of fine for such, person. So it is a must. They may be playing with the law in some state, but as I'm telling you, in Lagos State, they can, play with it. It is a must. They must attach at least minimum third-party insurance to their vehicle particulars anytime they put their vehicle on the road.
Okay, Engineer Charles, Officer Charles.
Thank you very much.
Yes, would you say that people, because you hear it, I'm sure you've heard it before, that the third party motor insurance is police let my people go. So, would you say people really attach much importance to it as something that is even beneficial to them?
Like earlier said, it is important, it is must for every road user to have that document. That is why we policemen, the first paper we ask is for insurance. And we back it up that you must get that insurance before applying road. If your own is expired, you go about to road safety or whosoever that issued for them to issue. And that is all.
Okay, now recently it was said that Lagos State have over 15 million vehicles on the road, but only 3 million out of the 15 million is insured. Now, would you say that operators, those driving the insurance industry, have done enough in educating the populace as regard the benefits of them having insurance on their vehicles?
Well, I would say no, in the sense that we still have most drivers today that, when you check their papers, they don't really have this insurance cover, either probably comprehensive or the third party, in the sense that the insurance, their marketers, they've not done much. And I think where they can improve, it has to do with partnering with the law enforcement agency. Like we have the VIO, Engineer Debayo, and the FRSC, even with the police. Like in FRSC, like this year, one of our strategic goals, 2017, is it has to do with education and enlightenment of the motoring public. So we have a lot of park advocacies, companies that this insurance organization can partner with us, to actualizing this purpose. Before you know it, more drivers will be aware, and even organizations, will be aware of the insurance policies, and they can key into it, because a lot of advantages are there. The comprehensive, even in schools, we have some public and private schools that have buses now, school buses. From that section 113 of the National Travel Regulation 2012, it talked about the comprehensive insurance, even for the school buses, even though the minimum is the third party. Yeah. We still have a lot of schools that don't really know the relevance of this. So the insurance company partnering with FRSC or with the VIO or the police, the law enforcement agency is going to make more meaning, and more drivers company will be aware about the benefits. And before you know it, there will be a lot of improvements, on insuring the insurance papers, for the
okay, Mr. Biti, sorry to cut into your thoughts. Now, for school buses that do not have, most of them, as you said, we all know, they do not have this insurance policy in place, and yet they use these vehicles to carry school children. But where I'm going to is, when you guys are on the road as enforcement officers, do you ever bother to check those school vehicles?
We do check that, and it's it's one of our priorities to keep our children safe on the road. We check everything about that are necessary on that school buses, because we know that they are the leaders of tomorrow, and the vehicle that are conveying them on the roads must be roadworthy and intact at any time. I want to let you know as well that for every vehicle registered in Lagos State, apart from other insurance company on NIIDD platform, we still have auto insure that that form a must with vehicle registration or vehicle documentation that comes out with it. It is on this auto reg platform that the owner we apply for auto insurance, which of course saying that 3 million vehicles are registered automatically. If they pass through auto reg system, definitely all of them we have insurance policy.
Okay, for the 3 million.
For
But
two,
you know,
yes.
so we still have like 12 million out of the 15 that is in Lagos that are going around.
If they are not from Lagos,
uninsured.
the probability of getting it, if possible, may happen. But any vehicle registered in Lagos State, I'm assuring you, they can't go scot-free without, passing through that auto insure, which of course is more or less a compulsory certificate to be obtained before they get their vehicle on the road.
Okay, now, Officer Charles, I don't know if you have something to chip in before I move on to
Well, you see, it's necessary for we that is enlightened to educate the road users who are using the vehicle, because ignorant is another thing I'm saying to some of the drivers. That is why sometimes we are checking, you let them know the reason of obtaining that insurance. You let them know what it is. Because if you are saying get insurance, without enlightening that person of the importance of that edition, it's meaningless. The person will say, after all, let me go and get the paper. After all, it's paper they need.
Exactly. That's probably that's why they call
That
it.
is why it is very, very important
Enlighten them.
for the
So that they will know
policy maker,
all
maybe
about that.
the insurance
Thank you.
operators to come out regularly to have, a kind of stakeholder meetings with all the enforcers, so that we can iron it out, or we can point out all the areas we need to have a correct handshake. And apart from that, provisions of items that can assist, that can enhance our performance, can be provided by these operators.
Okay, now speaking of which, I do know that some years back the Nigerian Insurance Association started this NIID platform, and they also gave out mobile phone devices, auto inspectors to VIOs to help them, and FRSC and the police to help them, especially to detect fake motor vehicle insurance. Now, would you say that that is enough?
No any amount of money spent on safety of people on our roads that is too big or small. If you go overview it, we see that during that period, the number of the auto inspectors distributed among the agencies were not enough, although they tried. But Oliver Twist always asks for more. So if it is possible to give us more, so that even everybody, every officers, we be able to check, the status of any vehicles on the road, whether the vehicle has been insured or not, or whether the vehicle is carrying, genuine insurance policy. And apart from that, they can go further as well by giving us a scanner that we can, or a verifier, another form of verifier that we can use on the road to verify, the genuinity of all these people. And of course, I said it, Oliver Twist always asks for more. If they have handshake, can give us, assist us in providing, good mobility, it will help us, If I say mobility to Nigeria Police Force, to VIS or VIO in Nigeria, and to FRSC generally, that one will assist us in not policing the offenders, but at least, but at least to check and, bring more culprits, those people that fails to apply for correct insurance policy into book.
Alright, good to have you back. Moving on, we now bring you highlights of the quarterly press conference of the NCRIB, where the president, Mr. Emmanuel Okunore, spoke on a wide range of issues in the insurance industry. Enjoy.
I'm most delighted to welcome you here today. I'd like to first commend you all for your prompt and balanced news reportage of insurance, and particularly activities of our dear council, Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, as well as their pivotal roles to insurance and risk management in the country. You will recall that at our last meeting, I promised to make dialogue of this nature more constant. This Pali is coming as a fulfillment of that promise. Our council is most delighted to know that although the road to our destinations in terms of desirable insurance awareness and growth may yet be far, we are making conscious efforts towards breasting the tape. There are strong indications that the Nigerian insurance industry is becoming more and more attractive to international investors who are making silent but impressive inroads into our market. Though this is quite cheering, it nevertheless behoves operators to be professional and continually play according to the global best practices, which will be benchmarked by these new investors. Together, we can build a viral and formidable insurance sector against all odds, where all stakeholders, which includes you and I, can be proud of. Generally, as you know, it is not the best of the moment for the Nigerian economy, even though recent reports have indicated that there is a ray of hope in the horizon. It is quite saddening that the insurance industry is one of the greatest recipients of the recessive economy in Nigeria, in view of its poor acceptance by the public and the low appreciation of its cardinal place in people's order of priorities. It is a known fact that insurance is often made the least of consideration, and as such suffers greatly at a time of economic recession like this. This trend must definitely change with your sustained tempo of awareness creation, which in tandem with the Publicity and Publication Committee are implementing the project. In the course of this modest step, we have come to the realization that the people need insurance more in this period of economic challenges, as the ability to replace lost assets becomes more challenging than in period of plenty. The same also goes for government, which needs to factor insurance into its calculus of economic recovery. This behoves the insurance industry the responsibility to sustain its campaign for insurance awareness in the country. Implementation of compulsory fire insurance. It must not elude me to appreciate the renewed efforts being made by the National Insurance Commission and the Nigerian Insurance Association in re-energizing the campaign towards enforcement of compulsory insurances in Nigeria, as enshrined in Section 64 and 65 of the Insurance Act. Needless to say that this effort will enhance the industry's contributions to the nation's gross domestic product, GDP, as well as reduce exposures to risks by members of the public who ingress and egress in those public facilities. Also, the consideration being given to the Nigerian Fire Service in the scheme of things will assist the institution in undertaking its statutory responsibilities or primary roles of fire prevention without recourse to government, as it is the practice at the moment. This is the practice in most advanced countries of the world, and it's my hope that the synergy would be sustained. Suffice it to say that the NCRIB will also continually collaborate with such noble intentions of this kind as they unfold.
Why is it that the insurance companies are not always lobbying when laws, the process of making laws, is taking place until it has been effected, and then they begin to ask? Because as it is, PENCOM is absolutely correct.
Listen up as Faith Owode brings you our Pidgin English program, Waiting Insurance They Do Serve, with different guests every week, airing live on Niger FM 102.7 at 9:45 a.m. every Wednesday.
And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. I do hope you had a wonderful time watching. Join us again next week for a fresh new episode. For the meantime, please feel free to connect with us on all our social media platforms. And don't forget that this program also airs on BCOS Television in Bado every Thursday at 6 p.m. My name is Jennifer Obidiehubi. Many thanks for watching, and from me and the entire crew, it's goodbye.